Excited to try this thing. So I put the rubber band on the gun. Good day, folks. It is winter. We're going to test out the Gold Reaper today, see what we think. Hope you enjoy. All right, this material is 1/2 inch. We're going to run it through, see how it works. The flow right now is probably medium. You could probably have this raging faster. It is going through the material though, pretty good. I like these little tiny nugget traps right here because you can actually see if you get gold. There's actually a piece of gold right there. I think there's one up top here too. But anyway, it's nice to be able to see right here in these little nugget riffles. And these grizzly bars are thinner, but they're strong the way that they're connected. If you look inside the box, we'll take a look at that later. The one thing I want to point out is in the end of last video that I did, I had to shave the rim off this classifier because it came from the manufacturer that way. But I also put holes in it. The theory was that it's going to let in more water and just classify the material quicker. It's actually working against me because all the fine sediment is going out the sides and getting stuck to the bucket. Like it's harder to go back and forth. So if you buy one of these, I'd say don't put holes in it. So one thing I'm noticing right away is I'm running the levels pretty much about the same at the top. The V-wake's off a little bit. However, this part of the deck, they built it so it's so high that the material has nothing else it can do but hit right here, then go up and over. So it's kind of forced through the grizzly bars. I do like that because it's kind of nice. It gives the material enough time to get through. So just to show you where I'm digging too, here's the inside bend, and then it goes just like that. I am right on the other side, about 10 feet on the other side of this inside bend. And after you get through all this, the slush, I'm digging here where the gravels are about hand size on the surface. This is going to happen all day. Slush dams. This slushy ice stuff. So I got a little bit of a late start today because when I got in, the road that I took in, there was a big mound of snow in the middle of the road. So it took me like 40 minutes to move a portion of it so I could just get my truck in. Sun's out, it's nice. It's nice out here. So my wader boots were leaking last time I was out. I went into my work truck and I grabbed the gutter seam glue. Works pretty good. Not leaking. So my water bag's starting to slush up already. That is the constant battle in winter, is you fill up your filter bag and it turns to ice very quick. It's probably 12 degrees out right now. But the thing in the winter, you know, it's just for me personally, but I don't drink enough water in the winter, so I always feel it. You know, you get dehydrated real quick. One of the problems with digging when it's colder outside is you get all the ice on your shovel. I just split it right here. Let's see, let me see if I can show you. See how that's opening up? So I gotta go back to the truck and grab my other shovel. That shovel's split too, but what are you gonna do? This thing's frozen. It's like The sides, everything's frozen. The sun's disappearing. I ended up buying this Gold Reaper online, and they print whatever you want on the side. So I put the channel name. So if you buy one of these, you can put your name on it, whatever. You can write "I love tacos." I'm gonna end up bringing all this stuff home because my camera keeps dying. But there's gold in there, so that's good. So the camera froze and died while I was out there. I'm back home now in the basement. We're gonna process the material together, and then I'm gonna do some measurements, some takeoffs on the Gold Reaper, and also show you the inside, try to show you every aspect of it. That thing's heavy. We're going 10 mesh next. The material I'm running right now is the 40 mesh. So let's see if there's anything at the bottom, because that's going to tell you whether you're losing gold. I don't see any. Oh, I see one piece right there. Piece there. Okay. Piece there, getting closer to the top. And then that's where most of the gold went, up top. So here's the gold that went through the 40 mesh screener. And we're going to move to what went through the 30 mesh screener next. Same process. Here's what was in the 30 mesh. You get a mercury piece right in the middle. This is my 20 minus material. I've never run anything this large through that, so we're going to try it out, see if it works. This might be about the max size you can run through this. Looks like it's getting a little clogged up. So the 20 mesh screener, there was 3 pieces. Okay, the 2 I have left I'm going to have to pan. This is what came out of the 10 mesh, so this would be like 10 minus 20 plus material. This one right here is what came out of the quarter mesh. And then all the big stuff you saw earlier, that was just big rocks. There was no gold in that. So these 2 have to be panned. So to save me a little bit of time panning, I'm taking all the magnetics out. And then when you do this, put your magnet in there, get as much magnetics as you can, and then drop them in one spot. Hover a little higher over it, and that way, if there is gold, it will release. You might get a little gold stuck up in your magnetics, but you can always pan this stuff, and you should pan this stuff later on. So here's the bucket that everything fell into. Coming out of that, I'm going to pan this whole thing later just to see if that's losing gold. Here's the bits that came out of the smaller classifications and was run through the cleanup sluice. You'll notice there's some mercury on some of these pieces. And next I want to show you the last 2 containers I had to pan out. What was in that also. So here's the bits from the material I had to pan out from the last 2 containers. Okay, so let's take a look at the Gold Reaper, do some measurements. Okay, overall length, we got 23 and 11/16. The inside diameter, so the opening of where the flare is, 8 7/8. About 1 3/4 inches high on the walls. And then the grizzlies, on the grizzlies we got about 3/8 of an inch heavy. On the chamber opening, we got 2 inches, and that is inside the chamber. On the little nugget traps right here, the first 3, those are 3/8 of an inch wide, and the bottom 3, those are a 1/4 inch. Okay, the area right before where the material is going to enter the grizzlies is 6 7/8 inch, and the flare up here was 8 7/8, so it's about a 2-inch taper down to where it enters the grizzlies. Okay, let's take a look inside the fluid bed. Here's the 2 pipes, and there's the holes on the pipes at about a 45-degree angle to the material. And actually, it looks like I still got some material in there too. I don't know if that's gold. And here's a look inside the water chamber where all the water comes in, goes into the pipes. So you can actually see the grizzly bars where they terminate up at the top. So let me see if I can just wing some final thoughts. I didn't get enough time with this. Everything was freezing up while I was out there, and obviously the camera died too. I couldn't do more filming. This actually performed pretty well. I'm looking forward to using it more, putting in more hours, seeing what it's capable of. The one thing that did stick out though, it's not a knock on it either though, but you can't see through the grizzlies too well to see where the material is in the fluid bed, to see if it's cleaned out enough for another shovel full of material, another scoop of classified material. And that was the one thing I was just like, I can't really tell. But I think with time and using it more, I'll probably get more used to it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Be well.